Hello everyone, we are from Group 4 and we would like to present our presentation about basic concept in need analysis. Before we start our presentation, let me introduce our group members. We have Nindi, Mutia, and Vira. Okay, so let's get started. First, I would like to explain about need analysis. So, what is analysis? Basically, need analysis is an often confused concept within ESP community and also ELT field in general. But there are several definitions of need analysis from experts. The first one is Brown 2016. According to Brown 2016, need analysis as the systematic collection and analysis of all information used for defining and validating a defensible curriculum. In defensible curriculum, one that can be successfully explained and accepted by stakeholders. And then Highland in Partridge and Starfield. They said that need analysis refers to some techniques to collect and assess related to course design. And the last one is Basterman. According to Basterman 2017, need analysis is the way to identify the specific language and skills the group of language learner will need. So, after you know about the definition of need analysis, for that matter, what is need? So, for the learners, they say that need is improving their academic listening skills. And then for the instructor, they need to improve their reading strategies. And the last one, for the administrators, they need to improve their general English proficiency scores.
Then let's move to the explanation about 4 views of needs. The first one is a diagnostic view of needs. Here, the needs correspond to the language, genres, and skills that are considered necessities, essentials, or prerequisites for success in the target setting. In this case, all stakeholders must give valuable input to the target learners. And of course, the stakeholders should have direct knowledge and experience of the target setting. This need naturally leads to a ranking of learning objectives with those that must be achieved. In ESP course, the instructors can quickly prioritize objectives, and in EAP course, it will prioritize fluency and pronunciation development. And at last, in EOP course or for hotel staffs, the rank can prioritize on telephone listening skills and politeness strategies. The second one is a discrepancy view of needs. In here, the needs correspond to the lacks, discrepancies, or gaps between what the learners can currently do in the language and what they will need to do in the target setting. In this case, in EAP settings, experienced ESP instructors are the most useful stakeholders. And then, in EOP settings, line managers and senior staff may have the most accurate understanding. In both EAP and EOP settings, a discrepancy view of needs leads to the introduction of placement tests that can be used to determine the current levels of learners and assign them two different streams or ability groupings, and maybe in EOP setting, of course, also in its different work settings or different work sections. The third one is a democratic view of needs. Here, the needs correspond to what the different stakeholders want, desire, expect, or request from the ESP course. In this case, the most important stakeholders are the learners themselves. The learners usually want to have a course which is interesting and enjoyable. And of course, it should be supported to their future goal. So other stakeholders should be consulted. For example, in EAP settings, it includes experienced ESP instructors, administrators, and also the members of the learners. And in EOP settings, the floor and office managers, training department teams, and perhaps the head of human resources also need to be consulted. It must be remembered that the wants of other stakeholders must also be taken into consideration when designing an ESP course or program. Actually, it is impossible to design a course or program that cover all the wants of different stakeholders, but it should be understood that to find the solution, doing negotiation with all stakeholders to align their needs is very important.
The third point talks about analytic view of needs. This point explains about where needs corresponding to elements that second language acquisition or SLA theory and ELT research and practice have shown to be the necessary next step in the learning process. To follow this view of need, ESP course designers need to review the literature on SLA and ELT and consult with teachers who are familiar with the learning theory and practice. For example, when they pre-teach isolated vocabulary items before presenting them in the context of reading passage. This point also leads to the idea of course prerequisites and can help guide the development of linked set of courses that make up an ESP program. So, in conclusion of this concept, the ESP teachers or the course designers can get any information about students' needs, and it will help teachers to do a concept mapping in ESP. Also, this concept provides some insight that can guide ESP expert in designing and teaching of a course program. So, that's all our explanation about basic concept in need analysis. Hope you understand about the points in this chapter. Thank you.